I hope that everyone begins to figure this out, that the old education system that we've got right now as we speak is a horrific one. The education system that you needs to be built surrounding on track. Financial freedom takes less time than a normal college degree. It just makes sense that it doesn't take forever to just put in the work for a short period of time to put yourself in elevated territory where you get the right type of peers and friends of people who are financially free so that you want to compete against them. You need an education, a proper education. Most of the planet needs an education, and the reason why is because the old dinosaur age, information age education system that we've got right now as we speak is a horrific one. It teaches you almost next to nothing when it comes to making money, which is the only reason why people are attending school or university or college in the first place. It's not to fulfill some form of government quota that people should be able to read, or people should be able to do this and do that, or know history, or to set the culture of a group. Bro, we're going to school in order for us to make money and to actually be a contributing member to society. So the only thing that we need to learn at school is to do a specific job for other people, or how to create jobs. Now, the most powerful form of education is how to create jobs, because not everyone has an opportunity for a great education. So the people that have the best education are those that are able to provide jobs for others. You'll notice that entrepreneurs don't have a school to go to. There are some universities and colleges that are beginning to have a bachelor's in entrepreneurship or a master's in entrepreneur. It's ridiculous what they're trying to do because they've got no idea. You can't learn about entrepreneurship from someone who's got a job, and they can't pay teachers enough to bring on successful entrepreneurs. It just doesn't work that way. Maybe if you're lucky, if you're part of one of these programs, you'll get a huge entrepreneur to come and speak to your class once a week. They don't understand what is required in order for you to succeed in business, and very often they'll teach you stuff that is irrelevant to making businesses work. Literally, if you speak to anyone who is successful, how much did your college or university degree assist you in succeeding with your business? 99% of them will say absolutely zero, nilch, squat. It did nothing for me. There is nothing to gain from a college or university education. It just costs money and puts you in student debt, and you can't create anything significant with that. We have to move you towards what we call the implementation age, because now it's become too easy to get information. And very often you have information, but you don't know which information applies when and what, and you don't know the context, and then as a result, you don't become successful. You need to understand how to apply the information that you already know even before you start university. Like, for example, common sense type of education of a business owner is the one that hires people. So in order for him to become successful, he has to persuade people to do things that they don't want to do. Okay, so he needs to hire employees. How is he going to hire employees if he doesn't have any money? Okay, that means that he has to do one of two things, or both, preferably. He either has to find a way to sell the stuff that he's got so he does have money to recruit people that want a job. Okay, interesting. So selling is an important part of it, which means that he needs to persuade someone to buy his stuff. Interesting. So you're talking people skills now. So you want to learn people skills. Okay, that's a very, very good start in terms of getting a proper education. How much do you learn about people skills in college? Nothing. There's no people skills class. And even if there was, there's only one book you need and you can read it in 1 week. Why would you need a full-blown year or 4 years degree in order for you to get people skills? Like, it doesn't matter what type of degree you've got. You've got to actually be able to implement the knowledge, and that's what's going to determine whether you're valuable or not. So if you can implement people skills knowledge, that will help you to sell stuff. And number two, it's going to help you to hire people so that they can sell your stuff. Makes sense. What's the other part of business? The other part of business is persuading someone to do something for you and then exchanging value that is non-monetary. Like, for example, I'll coach you, I'll train you if you help me to do this, that, and the other. It's an exchange, it's a value exchange, and if everyone agrees, fantastic. Again, people skills. The other aspect of business that you don't learn in school, even if you do have an accounting class, okay, I know people that have taken accounting classes and they're no further along when it comes to entrepreneurship because of fear. Like, understanding the numbers doesn't mean squat if you're fearful about investing or if you're fearful about spending money on your education, meaning like a non-traditional education, like a course or a program or community or a mentor of some sort, because you don't know what the return on investment is going to be. Do you know the return on investment you're going to have on a college degree if it's non-doctor, lawyer, accountant? You probably don't know the return on investment if it's any other than those three that I just mentioned. So how about you learn the numbers off campus? Because that's going to actually make you money. You learn how to make money, you learn how to keep money, and then you learn how to grow money. There's not that much accounting that is part of this. You can, once you make enough money, you can hire those accountants and those lawyers and make sure you pay them well so that their education was worth it. Eventually, there's going to be too many people going to that crappy education, and that's going to lower everyone's salaries, but make it easier for business owners to hire people. You know, that's the thing that happens during recessions. Everyone struggles to get a job, but business owners have tons of jobs to give. Making yourself recession-proof is not by making sure you have enough skills to get a job or enough skills for you to be hired by the government. You make yourself recession-proof by understanding people skills and money skills so that you can actually build a business. That's what matters. And if you understand how to do that, you didn't need the massive failure of a school system that we've got today. You don't want to build that up by supporting it with your attention, with your money, or with your time. If you're in your last year of school, I suggest to you that maybe you quit. Interesting. Now, that depends. Do you want to do that job? If you don't want to do that job that you will get as a result of your degree, then quit. And the reason why I say quit is because you're not going to do it long term anyway. And in fact, it's better to get paid less, a low paying job, because it actually pushes you to gain your financial freedom faster. I encourage minimum wage jobs when you have a business, because then you are put in a situation where you're very different than everyone else in your working place. If you get a high paying job as a result of college, you now need to have status in your job amongst your coworkers and peers. And so if you suddenly stick your head out and start building a business, people are like, what are you doing? How come you're doing that? And you become the laughing stock at your job. That's what happens, where you are putting yourself in situations where you care about what other people think. If you see people's miserable lives, and minimum wage job workers are pretty miserable, you don't want to associate with them at all. You just do your job, go home. You don't care about their thinking, their peer opinions or whatever. And then on the side, you build your business to replace that job because you want to get the freaking out of there as fast as possible. The education system that you need needs to be built surrounding ONTRACC. ONTRACC, it's an acronym. It stands for opportunity, networking. The other things are tracking. reporting. Oh my gosh, huge skills for business, accountability, and then consistency coaching. The biggest thing that you need to do in business is to be consistently solving one specific problem that millions of people on the planet have. That's why I'm building On Track, is because millions, if not billions of people, we're talking actually 250 million students in universities and colleges that should have done this education system, but they're choosing to do the dinosaur age one. We're replacing that education system. They need this. They need the implementation age. They need someone to hold them accountable to actually take action steps towards their dreams and goals and financial freedom. Financial freedom takes less time than a normal college degree. If you've got a coach, if you've got a community of entrepreneurs that are helping you on a continuous daily basis and weekly basis to get you to where you want to go. It just makes sense that it doesn't take forever to learn people skills, to learn sales, to learn marketing, to just put in the work once for a short period of time to put yourself in elevated territory where you get the right type of peers and friends of people who are financially free, so that you want to compete against them. So you want to have peers telling you that, bro, it's so easy to make $100K a month. You want to be amongst those types of people because it puts a fire under you to get things done. Don't you want to put yourself in a situation where you're massively ambitious and motivated to create something out of you and to become significant and to leave a legacy? Entrepreneurship is the best thing that ever happened to me. The best thing. Because it's taught me everything that I know. When I was 21 years old, I just returned home from 2 years in Africa talking about Jesus, and it was awesome. But then I found the greatest books of the planet. The Bible's great, okay? But the best books of the planet, if you combine it with biblical knowledge, is even more powerful. Books like Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Magic of Thinking Big, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, like all of those books changed my mind, changed my attitudes, changed my perspective on life. And I want that for you. That's the real education that you'll get in the entrepreneurial space. And you need that more than you do that crap that you'll find in universities and colleges. And I hope that everyone begins to figure this out and that they come towards On Track. And I'm going to help them all to become financially free within years, simply because we figured out the problem and we have the best solution out there. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.